Before we get started, the intro of this video was lost in the abyss that is cyberspace, so I just wanted to include some pictures of the finished product, and this is going to be the first impressions and review of the Maybelline Matte Velvet Foundation, and let's jump on in. To prime my face, I know that like some people argue for first impressions you shouldn't prime your face, but the reason I feel like you should is because I'm not going to wear this foundation without priming my face ever, and I want to see how it will react on my skin, how I would normally wear it, if that makes sense. Because I feel like if I wear it without a primer and I would normally wear it with a primer, I'm not going to get the same result. I don't know, it works out in my head, just bear with me. So I'm just going to use, normally I would use like 2 primers, like Fix Plus and then like an actual silicone based primer, but I'm just going to do Fix Plus today. Just that's like a compromise, I'll do half the primer. Excuse the white on my eyelashes, they are still drying. So on the back of the bottle it has this, you know, gorgeous phrase that all foundations should have, and it says, our first gel whipped foundation, fresh, new and flawless. Dream Velvet whips a fresh gel into a velvet soft texture. Complexion is perfected and smooth with a soft matte finish, just like velvet. Skin feels fresh with lasting hydration. So we're gonna try it. I don't really know how this is gonna be, but we'll try both shades. I feel like I'm gonna be the lighter of the two, so I'm gonna start with that one because I just have a fresh tan still developing, which you should not do color-wise, but I'm doing it. It has this little, like they have on the toothpaste that seals the product in, so remove that. And let's see. I'm gonna put a little on my finger first. Now, if there's anything I remember about these Dream foundations, because you know I love my Dream Liquid, that they do oxidize a little bit. So that's the first one, the lighter one. And that one is in shade 40 Nude. And then there's another one that I got in shade 70. That's Pure Beige. I think I'm gonna go with the darker one. I think I'm gonna go with the Pure Beige. I'm just gonna squirt some out on the back of my hand here. And this is what the consistency looks like when it's squirted out. It looks pretty darn thick. It is definitely a mousse consistency. That's for darn sure. Okay, my first thought is the coverage is actually really nice. This covers pretty beautifully. I feel like I didn't need a lot to get good coverage. Like I'm not gonna need a second layer or anything like that. The only thing is I'm gonna try to make sure it's blended out. Sometimes when things are super full coverage like that, I feel like you don't work as hard to blend them because you think you Gucci and then you not. It doesn't seem like it has any kind of smell at all, which is a plus. I'm not really smelling anything. It's blending out super nicely, and it actually seems like it's drying really quickly, which could be a pro and a con. You do have to work quickly. And the amount that I got on my hand is actually going to be way too much. I did not need that at all, which is always a pleasant surprise. I feel like with drugstore foundations, sometimes you need to like use a little bit more, but since they're cheaper, you're like, okay, it's fine. So the foundation is completely applied to the skin. I am going to do my under eye concealer on top of it because I feel like you need to, just in general with any foundation, you need to conceal under those eyeballs. But I am really impressed. Very pleasantly surprised. Has a very matte finish. It seems pretty full coverage. And now it doesn't say anything on there about being full coverage. It just said velvety matte finish, so fresh and gel. But nothing about being matte. And for a girl who needs a matte finish, I'm like, oh, this is nice. I like it. So let's do the under eye. The only thing is the shade that I got is probably not perfect. However, if you're somebody who spray tans their body and not their face, you know that it is generally pretty hard to find a perfect shade.
and I feel like you just got to get as close as you can get with drugstore foundation since you can't be matched or take a sample or anything like that. And obviously for first impressions, you wouldn't have a sample anyway. I'm gonna set the foundation with my Revlon Nearly Naked powder. This is in shade medium. This powder is kind of a sheer coverage, but it does just give you a nice matte finish. I like it. And it still looks good. It still looks like it's not bunching up. I'm getting ready to go to work. I work a 8.5-hour day today. So I will come back and test and see how it looks at the end of the day. The only thing is I probably will not set this foundation just because I really want to see how it holds up genuinely. Normally I would set with a translucent powder and with like a setting spray on top of it, but I'll see how it works without that. I did, actually, I'm getting up close here. Now that the powder has kind of set in a little bit, it does look a little cakey. Ooh, not loving that. And it's really just like, it seems like right under the eye area where I put that extra powder. So I guess under there I will do a little translucent powder and see if that kind of helps. So my eyes and brows are done, so I'm gonna wipe away the powder and see how it set under my eye, if it looks any better. It does look a bit better. Sorry, my dogs are being insane right now. I'm not gonna set it with any setting spray or any translucent powder. I wanna see how it will actually hold up on its own throughout the day so I can give you a very accurate review of how it holds up. So as far as everything goes, texture was really cool. The finish was beautiful. I've got a dog climbing up me right now. Oh, this is my new dog. Her name is Minnie. She's another Chihuahua and she's the cutest little thing in the world. But I don't remember what I was saying. The texture was wonderful. The finish was really good. I was really pleased with the coverage. It was easy to put on. I didn't have to blend too much. And it has a really nice finish and it dried really quickly. The only thing was when I put on that under eye concealer and then I set it with powder, it started to look kind of weird. So I did go in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder to set it and I feel like that made it a lot better. But I will see you in about, it'll be about 9.5 hours by the time I actually make it home. And I'll give you a review of how it holds up. So I'm back. I wore this all day to work. I worked about 8.5 hours, so it's been, and then I came home and I ate dinner, so it's been a while, maybe 9.5, 10 hours. And to be fair, I'm gonna be real. Not all foundations are designed as a long wear foundation. This does not advertise anything long wear on it, so I did really put it to the test. It's been a minute. It held up pretty nicely. I didn't get too shiny. I'm looking in the mirror here so I can see like exactly. Start to get like 2 fresh pimples and I did have like one that was a little bit over here, but I've got 2 that I didn't have this morning and I'm wondering if it's from the foundation because there are a lot of times that I wear my makeup all day and I feel like most women do. We need our makeup to be long wearing a lot of the times. I mean, this is the 21st century. We are working class women and we need our makeup to hold up for the whole day at work. This is no surprise to companies. So I feel like the majority of makeups should be long wearing. This did hold up okay, but I am concerned about these couple little baby pimples down here. It looks okay. It isn't so transfer resistant. Like I noticed if I rub my nose, it would come off on my hands. So final thoughts after wearing this all day. I'm still pretty happy with the coverage. I feel like the coverage is really nice. Okay, happy with the finish. I did notice towards the end of the day that I started to get shiny, not necessarily like greasy and slimy, but definitely shiny. The only thing that I still feel a little concerned about is where I put that under eye concealer, and I normally don't have a problem with that, but just it didn't look the greatest. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, this gets about a 7. If we're listing out the pros is the price. It's in a tube form so you can squeeze it out. You don't have to worry about trying to get every last drop at the end of the bottle. It's a matte finish and it's full coverage. And as far as cons go, I would say shade selection, not the greatest. Didn't hold up quite as much as I would like. It caked up a little bit under my eye area and I can't think of another one. I guess it would just be those 3. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I've got more to come in the future, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!